because that's all I think I can do for this time. If it's not very good, then it stink. But if you are in chat, say hello and let me know if things are moving like molasses or not, because the internet speed looks good. I think I changed the keyframe interval correctly. Anyways, we'll keep it going. All right. Well, it's been a little bit hard to not open this box until right now, but I will. I'm pretty pumped to do that. Should be fun. Okay. Yeah, hopefully everyone's having a good holiday. Thankful for those that fight for freedoms in all the different ways that there are. And yeah, Martin Luther King and everybody. Yeah. Now we're gonna hopefully open up some cool anime foils. Okay. But yeah, if you're in chat, there might be a couple people. Let me know how everything sounds. Let me know if you think I'm gonna open something cool or not. The avatar box I got was a dud. Maybe the worst box I've opened ever, at least value-wise. It was still fun because I got a card that I wanted, the Firelord Ozai. I'm still making a Phoenix deck with him. But yeah, hopefully I don't really care about the value because I'm not gonna sell, especially most of the foils. I do usually sell the non-foils that I don't use on Card Conduit, but anyways, but at the same time, it's fun to open something cool and valuable. So, all right. Let's make sure I'm getting the chat from both places here. Hey, Insane Goon, there we go. You're lurking on YouTube. I didn't see that. And C Will, you're on YouTube too. Thanks for saying hello. Looks like I was just looking at the Twitch chat. I think there's a combined chat here. Let me see if I can find that real quick, and then after that, I'll just jump in to open everything. So 1 second. Let's see. I swear, do I have to go over here? Hey, thanks for the follow, Lord Arwen. I wonder if that's Arwen, yeah. And yeah, let me make sure I got the chat as I was saying. I think that's it right there. Pull this up over here. I'm going to do a quick test on that so I can respond to everybody. Okay, I think it's working. All right, awesome. Well, let's get rid of this for now. And I think things are looking cool. I don't know what it is about foil things or shiny things. Maybe we're related to magpie. Maybe I'm related to a magpie more than I thought. But well, yeah, let's go for it. Anyone else do any pre-release? See anything cool? Open anything awesome? Hey, Sambo, how's it been, man? It's been some time. Yeah, fingers crossed Though we get some cool shinies. Yeah, thanks, man. Me too. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get one of these because they almost sold out at the game grid that I go to. So, should be pretty cool. I think, yeah, other than like cool anime foils, I mean, there's a number of cards that I'd want in the set. I do want to see maybe like a double-sided Shockland. I think those are cool. I've never done that before. So we'll test that out. Or not test that out. We'll hopefully get that. So, alrighty. Here we go. Without further ado, let's do the friction. Well, maybe not. I always... Oh, that was... There's some tough plastic. Someday I'll get a dog cam here. Blue's hanging out with me right here, next to me. I don't think he really likes when I stream because I think he thinks that maybe I'm talking to him, but then I don't actually look at it or talk to him because it's just me and him down here. So, anyways, just a funny thing. All right, Lorwyn Eclipsed. Cool looking packs. Good color. Are the eyes? Yeah, the eyes of the fairy are foil. I like that attention to detail. It's always fun. But let's get cracking. See what we got. Trevor W said, went 3-0 and my pool was synergistic but nothing crazy. I do feel like that's the case for me too. If ever I do well in a pre-release or like a draft, it's usually when I like didn't open anything crazy value-wise. You know, I just like got like some really good like uncommons or maybe like a rare, but it's, you know, just good and limited. So I think they missed the mark on the Planeswalkers. Yeah, I forget who it was. I think a friend of mine when we did our recording said this was the first set that they ever did the Planeswalkers in back in the day, the original Lorwyn, and they should have done a nod to that in this. They should have, at least in the special guest slot, they should have done like a cool nod to like the original 5 Planeswalkers. Sort of a bummer. Like you said there, Sam. I thought, yeah, even if they didn't do a ton of new Planeswalkers, because honestly, Planeswalkers in Limited, I think can really bust it. But I think Planeswalkers are an interesting just part of Magic period, but at least in like the special guest slot, I feel like they should have done something. Let's see, maybe I zoom in here, or maybe I just have to, I'm too weak to lift my arms up the whole time. Let's see, let's try zooming in here. There you go, I think that's not bad. Actually, I'm gonna have to sit a little forward here. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go through a little slow in the first pack or so. Just get my bearings, check out some of the commons and stuff. Yeah, the ones we got are not that great, like you said, Sam. Totally agree. Pretty cool foil. See, I was just talking about how, well, this one's sort of in the middle, but some of the original foil, not original foils, some of the foils that came out after the border change, but before the collector boosters, they put a little more care, I think, into like what was foil. So sometimes, like, you know, like an angel's wings would be like foil, and maybe like the armor wouldn't be, or something like that. Whereas nowadays it feels like they just sort of do a sheet of foilness, and it doesn't really make a difference. Although this one does look like the eyes are a little bit different and foily. But anyways, let's see what we get here. Some merfolk, some elves. I do enjoy the kindred or the typal, what they used to call tribal kind of thing of Magic. I think I have a lot of like kindred decks. And so it's fun to come back to these. When this creature enters, create X 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature tokens, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. See, I think that's going to be hard to do in like Commander, unless you're in like a 5-color deck, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. When this creature enters, you may blight 2. If you do, create 2 black and red goblin tokens. That's pretty interesting. And blight, if I read correctly, is you have to do it on your own creature. Yeah, creature you control. Okay. Our first land here. Love the playmat, by the way. Thank you. We got this. This is one of our original playmats, other than our first one, which just had our logo. And then our local game store for our 5th year anniversary. Let me zoom out here. Like foiled it out for us in some of these cool spots. So super pumped about that. I have one that I'm going to do as a giveaway, but this is we're never going to make this playmat again. We're never going to we might do a new one, a new version, but it's sort of going to be like a collector's item for all those that have it at this point. Okay. I mean, that's maybe a tiny bit too zoomed in. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Full art lands are a dime a dozen nowadays, but they still look really cool. And okay, that's what I'm talking about. Let's start off spicy and exactly what I want to see. I think Shocklands right now are maybe sort of the cheapest they've ever been, which I think is great actually. But I'll never feel bad getting a Shockland. I always need more Shocklands, especially more foil ones. So, foil Overgrown Tomb, first rare. Great start. We have a Jubilation. Move that up here. When this creature enters, creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain trample until end of turn. These are pretty intense, except for if you watch the gameplay video we did, and Ashling, the pre-con commander, is amazing. So getting double triggers on that is pretty great. So, all right. Got a Twilight Diviner. I don't know what this art is called, but the alternate art, non-foil. This one's pretty cool. I like the black elves in Lorwyn and the D&D set. Okay, Collective Inferno. It's not too bad actually. Doubles damage of a certain creature type, and the first last rare is a full art foil. Each non-creature spell you cast has Conspire. If I remember, Conspire is like doubles, like copies it. If someone in the chat wants to post that for us, Conspire, I believe, is like you tap a creature. Maybe there's another cost, and then you like copy the spell somehow. I should know, but if that's the case, because there's also the one where you pitch a land and you can recast the spell. That's Retrace, so that's different than Conspire. I swear this is like you copy the spell. Tell me if I'm wrong or not, but it's again, the foil Shockland, that'll always be like a good pack in my book. But I don't think there's anything too crazy otherwise there. Here's our art card. Our first token was a Rhino Soldier and an Elemental. Okay. Go through a little quicker on these commons and uncommons. Okay, you can get the alternate art, it looks like, on the or the alternate border on the uncommons too. This is the Kithkin one that reveals a land or a Kithkin. I like these. I think these are really cool. I don't know if the Kithkin one specifically is going to have a lot of use for me, so I don't think I'll ever make a Kithkin deck, but the rest of them, I have an elf deck. I don't have a merfolk deck. Okay, maybe not. I don't have a fairy deck either. I do... No, I don't. I took apart my elemental deck, so maybe that... yeah, anyways. Yeah. Okay. This is another uncommon and another uncommon. Okay, we have a mountain and a selfless safe right. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit because it is a little... Yeah. I wonder if I do that and then I zoom in, what happens? Interesting. I think that's just the zoom, so you can see my whole board here. Do you like the zoom or the non-zoom? The zoom, I don't know, it's a little bit grainy, but Conspire allows the spell cast to be copied if you tap 2 untapped creatures that share a color with that spell. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for looking that up, Sentient Voyager. Okay, this one's Flash Convoke. When this creature enters, choose a creature type. Other permanents you control of that type gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. This is amazing for my elf deck. Definitely going in there. We have a Dread Tiller. When this creature enters, you can put a -1/-1 on any creature, not just yours. When a creature with a -1/-1 counter on it dies, you may put a land card from your hand or graveyard into the battlefield. This is from the commander deck because our second game that we recorded, one of the players played this and almost missed killing a creature to get a land in. So, Dream Harvest. These are all borderless non-foils so far. Endblaze Epiphany. Ooh, wow. That's pretty spicy. It's probably not like $1 million, but it's really cool. And I was talking about this, they did the right foiling job on this. You can see where like the flower is like different foiling, and it looks like her eye tattoo, or like tattoos on her face are a little bit different on the foil. But yeah, that one's pretty cool. Dude. Idyllic Tutor. I don't always have a place for this in every deck, but I do have it in a couple decks, so I definitely can find a place for this. Just a little expensive for a tutor that it only gets an enchantment. But I do have it in an enchantment deck. But this is a great art. This is by Ryan Riller. But I like it. Pretty cool. Not a bad hit there. Alright. Well, that was pack 2. A little bit better than pack 1. Because we got a special guest. Now we just need to get an anime foil. Like I was saying. Okay, got the commons here. Oh, we got some of the changelings. When this creature enters, destroy up to 1 target effect or enchantment. That one's actually pretty good. That one's actually pretty good. I think Seer's pretty cool. Instant 4 damage to a creature. Or 2, unlimited. Alright, okay. I'm not sure how often you get fetch it or shocklands in the boxes, but I'm happy so far. Foil Steam Vents. Just always love a good shockland. We're at 2. I'm gonna put the things I'm most excited about over here. Okay. Impulsivity. This creature enters. You may cast an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Another interesting, expensive elemental. We got a fairy. This is the sort of the... I forget that persist fairy that counterspells. I forget the name. It's eluding me. This is sort of a nod to that one. Non-foiled alternate art. Another Gloom Ripper. Or no, this is our first time seeing this. This is alternate art non-foil. And then an actual foil Gloom Ripper. Okay. Well, I guess we will read this because it's a 4/4 elf assassin for 5. When this creature enters, target creature you control gets +X with 0 till end of turn, and up to 1 target creature an opponent controls gets -0 -X until end of turn, where X is the number of elves you control plus the number of elf cards in your graveyard. It's pretty good, actually. Especially if you're playing the more aggro, like attack-centered elves. Okay. See, I wonder if they're doing a little bit less foils in these packs, because honestly, I'm more of a foily guy, but this is a lot of non-foils so far. But again, shout out, check out and use our code for Card Conduit. It really helps us a lot. We're trying to keep working with them sponsorship-wise. So yeah, use our code if ever you need some. But these are exactly, not every one of these will make sit over to Card Conduit. I do use some of them, but a lot of times the bonus ones are shipped right off to them. Because I am weird for foils, as we all know. We have an elf token, treasure on the back. Okay. Draw 3 cards, discard a card, convoke instant. It's actually not half bad. A spell snare in standard. It's pretty good. And we got a forest. I always love these creatures. I wish they would do this ability a little bit more. Sort of, this is how level up should have been. I think they should do this more often. Figure of Fable. We got the full art, one of the alternate commanders for the commander deck. Auntie Ul Kursretch. Champion of the Clochlin. Champion of Clochlin. I don't know if that's how they say it actually, but Kithkin Lord. Oh, you have to behold an Kithkin and exile it. Interesting. Oh, this is a flashback or a recall of that ability of the champion. I wonder why they don't have champion anymore. Ooh, is this the double? It is. We got a double-sided. I'm gonna look at this one first real quick. Champion of the Shoal. This is again the champion ability. But this is a full art Merfolk version. And then we got the Steam Vents. I don't know if these can come in foil. Anybody know? If these excuse me. These dual-sided shocks can become in foil, but this is pretty cool. I hope they do more things like this in the future. Let's really start pushing the boundaries of sort of promos and things like that. I think I like... Oh, the night side is... Okay, the night side's cooler with the eclipse and the fire and the steam vents. But both sides are pretty cool. That's a win. It's a win. Are all of the... I don't think all the shocks are in the set, right? There's just a few of them. Okay. Okay, here we go. Next pack. art card for some kind of Urdu and Islu card. Some cool commons, uncommons here. Illusion spinners. Cast with flash if you have another fairy. This creature is hexproof as long as it's untapped. Pretty cool. Nice island. That's actually a really cool island. Oh, I'm just like looking at all the rares all at once. Okay. As long as the equipment is attached to a creature, the first time you create one or more tokens each turn, may instead create that many tokens that are copies of the untapped creature. This one seemed like it had some real potential. It's a Dan Fraser art, which has some crazy proportions there on this creature, but it's pretty cool art. See, this is what I'm talking about, where they are starting to. Sometimes they do it right, like the headband is like foiled, but the face isn't. That's what you got to do to the foils. Wickersmith Tools. Glenalendra Guardian. That's the Glenalendra Archmage. I could have just read. Oh no, this is the one. Forget what I was. I thought this Flitterwing Nuisance was a nod to this, but not obviously. Well, moving on to double-sided Blood Crypts. Super cool. It looks like they're not foiled so far, which would sort of make sense because they're double-sided. Anybody know if they come in foil? I don't know if I don't want to be hoping for something that's not possible. But 4 fetch, no shocks. I keep saying fetch. Ooh, the Meek attack. Excuse me. You may put a creature card with total power, toughness 5 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. Yeah, they couldn't just make sneak attack again because it's super busted, but this one is pretty cool. And this is the alternate art. Full border foil. Pretty cool. Oh, let's go from the stack. So we're one stack through here. Okay. So let me check. Okay, sorry. Just make sure everything's working. Alright, seems like everything's looking good. They do come in foil? Okay, well, looks like I need to be hoping for... need to put that out in the universe. The foil dual-sided Nicol Bolas 0782. I hope they're not 782 Nicol Bolases, because that would be bad for everybody. Okay. Alright, we got an Evolving Wilds. Actually a pretty cool art on a very common card. Blossom Blind. Reaping Willow looks pretty cool. Lifelink 3/6. Enters with 2 counters on it, but you can reanimate things with if you remove counters. Pretty cool. Yeah, we're not seeing a ton of those fetch creatures that fetch a creature type or a land. I wouldn't mind seeing a few more of those. Flash Convoke. When this creature enters, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Dang, there's a chance this could fit in my Brago deck, because it's all about obviously ETBs, but to get it out, Yeah, this might... It's a little bit high costed, but I wonder... Because I already play a bunch of things that are like 3 mana that bounce a creature. And this bounces on any non-land permanent, can be at flash, as long as you have 2 other creatures. It doesn't fly. For some reason... Oh, it's a merfolk, not a fairy. So, I thought it would fly for a second, but... Pretty interesting, pretty interesting. There's a chance. There's a chance that could fit Brago. Elemental Spectacle. Some of these big smashy cards like this that are in commander decks are... I wish I could find more spaces for them. They just usually are too cumbersome. But, anyways. Sig's Command. We got our first command. Over Black. Thank you for your hope there. I hope you pull some shock dual foils. Me too. I appreciate that. Thanks for we're sending that out into the universe. Come on, packs. We're willing them into there. I'm actually pretty pumped with already getting four shocks. So, this is already a better box than my avatar box. Create a token that's a copy of Merfolk you control. Creatures target player controls gain lifelink until end of turn. Target player draws a card. I've heard someone else say this, but the fact that they're a sorcery is really what lowers the power. I think all of them that I've seen do some cool things, but the fact that they're sorceries just really slow things down. Reese the Evermore, full art, non-foil. This is in our gameplay video. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And, ooh, this is cool art. Super cool. I love this. I love when the art, you can actually see it into the text box. I love that so much. It reminds me a little bit of that Llanowar Elf promo. It was like this a little bit. I wish they would do this more. So, super pumped to see that. Discard this card. Exile up to 2 target cards. Oh, this is a reprint. I didn't even notice. I mean, I don't know if I have... This is played in weird places sometimes. But this is actually potentially a cool hit. I know that the foil common, I think it's common or uncommon, is randomly worth something. I wonder... I mean, this will be still pretty rare, but it's really cool art. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, and the token, I didn't take it out. All right, we got 2 special guests so far. That's more than I usually get in a box, and I think a lot of times they're not foil. Actually, yeah, the last few times I've got special guests haven't been foil, so we're not doing too half bad with what could be. Elemental 1 is the only instant one. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. I didn't think to check it. I just thought they were all sorceries. Nicol Bolas. But, all right, we're on to the second half of the box. Still need to find an anime foil, but I'm pretty happy so far. Don't want to hurt the cards, so... Oh, jeez. Sometimes they are... sealed. We got a snake. I wonder what that's to. 1/1 Death Touch Snake. Anybody know? We got the zombie token. Okay, I'm gonna put these up here so I don't set my hand on them. Alright. Liminal Hold. That's the thing about Magic, man, is sometimes some of the coolest art is just on like a common, and so you sort of like will never see it again. That is one of the things about Pauper Commander that I do love, is that you get to play cards that just don't make regular Commander, so you get to sort of get access to a repository of cards that you don't usually see. This one's pretty cool art. Evelyn Evan Fong didn't like sold this art. I think they work at Wizards, if I remember correctly. There we go. Oh no, this is different, but this looks cool actually still. When this creature dies, return another target elf card from your graveyard to your hand. Elf Lord. Any kind of Lord is always valuable in my mind. There's always a place for it. And this one is really cool art, and it's an elf one, and it's cheap. This is just a solid card. Okay. A couple other... When this creature enters... Okay, we got the elf one finally. The Eclipsed Elf. Regular foil. Man, I might be making a black-green elf deck, finally. I have a red-green elf deck that's like Fireball. Its goal is just classic Fireball, Elf Ball. But there's so much black-green elf support now. Mountain. Ooh, we got the CDH card. The CEDH peeps are freaking out. Hexing Squelcher. If we ever use it in one of our decks, we got a foil one. Spell can't be countered. Ward pay 2 life. Spells you control can't be countered. Other creatures you control have ward pay 2 life. It's crazy because in CDH the ward pay 2 life doesn't feel like you're willing to pay the life if you got to, but it also is sort of life is used more of a resource in CDH, so it's going to be deceptively scary for people, especially if you're playing any kind of ad nauseum deck or anything like that. So, and then obviously just you don't have a choice. The spells can't be countered. All right, we got sub. This is always a funny word to say. Subterfuge. I always think you think of the word subtle, right? If it's subtle, there's no B. It's like a silent B. But then you look at this word, subterfuge is almost how it feels like, but subterfuge. Anyways, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw that many cards until end of turn. Ugh, it's sort of almost good fit in one of my decks. We are getting like all of the commanders from our gameplay video, or at least half of them so far. Reese and Kirill. Kirill's way better than I thought. This is cool. Vibrance. Non-foil, but it's the full art version. That's the red-green version. When this creature enters, if double red was cast, you lightning bolt something. If double green was used to cast it, you get a land into hand. Come on, that should be into play. Well, never mind. If it's only 2 mana to invoke it. Yeah, that's probably correctly costed. More elves. This is the elf box. When this creature enters, you may discard a card. If you do, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it in your hand. Untap another target permanent. This is going in my current elf deck immediately. Like, no questions asked. Alright. 7th pack? I think we're on. Maybe this is the 8th pack, actually. Another art card. Oop. Gotta be careful of those cards, especially the back ones. When this creature dies, draw a card. Is that... Oh, man, that looked like a sliver for a second. If you look at sort of the front of the card there. Darkness descends. Okay. Went through those comments pretty quick. Got a cool... Oh, wow. This forest is actually really cool. That is really cool art style. I like that. We got Bree of Clan Stout Arm. This is... Crap, what's his name? Stout Arm. Brian, I think? Brian Stout Arm. Instead of chucking creatures, you do the other side, I think, with this. Lifelink. Flying and lifelink. You're not even chucking them, you're just giving them flying and lifelink. Nice. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, exile cards from the top of your library till you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. If the spell's mana value is less than or equal to an amount of life you gain this turn, otherwise put it into your hand. This is a complete side subject, but I feel like there should be a variant of commander where you can have partner with any two commanders, but they have to be related story-wise. It doesn't have to be like they're actually related. But I just think it would be fun if it's like you get Brian and Bree of Clan Stout Arm, or like yeah, you could put like Urza with Baron, you know, because they were co-professors in the story or whatever, you know. I think it might be fun. Maybe I should just do it. Anybody want to play? Anybody want to do it? Anyways. Sudden Venture. Oh, I need a bunch of these, actually. It's not foil, unfortunately, but full art. I love these lands. I think they're very budget-friendly fetchable lands. Obviously, shock lands for sure, and dual lands are amazing. But I think this cycle, and the fact that they're finally finishing it is cool, and that the fact that we finally have a Simic version is double cool. So yeah, Sodden Venture, that is definitely one I'm keeping. Rhymefire Torque. As this artifact enters, choose a creature type. Whenever a permanent you control of the chosen type enters, put a charge counter on this artifact. Okay. I like charge counter stuff. It's always fun. Remove 3 charge counters from this artifact. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets. It's not too bad. It's pretty low costed. Especially, I have a deck this is perfect for. It has all of the Fallout bobbleheads in it and does charge counter and like doubling counters things. I just don't have a lot of instances of sorceries in the deck. It's like mainly an artifact deck. So this would like fit in the deck, except I only have like Isochron Scepter size instants and sorceries. So it almost could fit, but not quite. Then we got another Mirrormind Crown. And oh, we got something. Oh, it's not anime art, but we got something. Okay, this is a pretty good one. This is one I was going to use. I don't think it's probably worth $1 million, but we got one. I didn't know if we were going to get a special one. I don't know what this border art is. It's not anime, is it? It almost looks anime. It's like a very fantasy anime. But we got what I wanted, so I can't complain. I didn't say exactly which one I wanted. And this one is definitely playable, and I definitely, yeah, I'm definitely playing this. So awesome. Selfless Safe Right. Pretty cool. We had another regular one of these, but this one, yeah, this one's good. This one's definitely playable. And it is really cool art still. It's not waifu art. I'm just going to say it. It's sort of what I was asking for secretly, but it is still really cool. Okay. I mean, yeah, this is a win box for me. It's not like I made $1 million like some people do with like a, what do you call it? The Bitter Bloom Bearer that's like serialized, but if I had to choose between a slim chance of maybe getting a serialized card or always getting a box like this, I would choose this. And meaning if I had to like make a choice of like, you'll never see a serialized card, but every box you see is like 4 shocks, one of the fancy cards, and 2 foil special guests, I would take this every time. Like, no questions asked. Even if I never could get a serialized card again. Because honestly, the chances are so low. Oh. We got a signed Ashling. I think this is the Ashling art. It is Ashling's command art. Anybody want to look up the Selfless Safe Right for me? I'm not going to pause things right now, but I'm curious if it's more than 50 bucks right now. I would guess it's not. I would guess it's like 20 to 30, but there's a chance. You know, it could be rare enough that it is more than 50 bucks. All right. Blossoming Defense, always a great card. Okay, we got another one. This is the... Wait. Oh, I keep doing that. This is not another one of those that we already got. But whenever this creature or another Kithkin you control enters, target creature gets +1/+1 and trample end of turn. Not too bad and limited. 2/2. It's a Grizzly Bear with a really good ability. It's 41 bucks from Sea Will. Thank you. That seems what you would expect, I think, from this kind of card. It's not like the card itself is not like busted, which, you know, that's partly why it's not $1 million, but pretty cool. It's a win. Planes. Glenelendra Guardian, the regular foil. I have a deck that this would fit in, but I don't think it's good enough, unfortunately. It's just like once you use it once, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's an interesting card. Interesting card. Abundant Countryside. I haven't seen this land. Add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana to cast a creature spell. Create a 1/1 colorless shapeshifter creature token with Changeling. It's not bad. There's no real downside to it. Again, just great art in this set. Full art non-foil, but... Ooh, we got the High Perfect Morcant non-foil full art. She's the one that everyone was talking about. She's too good. Got the Lockmare. This one's cool. I like this one. And... Oh, we got a foil full art Reese the Evermore. There's a chance I have a place for this in a couple decks. Honestly, this sort of works in Brago too. Because Reese comes in, it's ETB, gives something persist. So I could blink. Honestly, this maybe does fit. No, it doesn't. I mean, it would, sort of, but like the second ability would never go off in Brago. I'm sure this could work in something else, though. But it is cool art. It's a nice foil. The sun there. Is that... I think that's Urdu in the background. I didn't notice that. I thought it was the sun, but it's Urdu's head. Okay, we've got 3 packs left. What are we hoping for? I guess we're just trying to get the next level of coolness. We're probably not getting another anime card, but I'm not going to say no. So, you know, they can come if they want. But a foil double-sided shock, I think, is the last thing to make this a perfect box. So, you know, we always put good vibes out into the universe. The worst that could happen is we don't get it. But, oh, well, got something, a double card here. That's one of the downsides of getting rid of the token early like that. But let's look at this card. I don't know if I've seen this. Is there 2 of them? I think there's 2. All right, that's a little preview. I think there's 2. I might have just gotten what we wanted, because the second spot, the second to last spot in each pack is typically where you see those double-sided shocks. And there's 2 foil double-sided cards in this pack. So, we maybe just, again, I don't necessarily think the secret is real. I don't. But there's something to be said about putting good vibes out into the universe. All right, let's get to it. Let's see what. No, we don't need to pontificate too long. But we want to keep it exciting still, right? We got the Boggart. This is the Goblin version. This is the one. This is one I wanted. Okay, pretty cool. The Goblin Land version. Swamp. Okay, wow, we got a bunch of. Oh, maybe this is what it was. Oh, I thought I was really for sure, but this is either we have 3 double-sided foils in one pack, or this is what it was, and I sort of yeah. But Bridget's pretty cool. I actually wanted her, so this is perfect. I have a deck this will work perfect in. It's a token deck, a green-white token deck, and so this makes tokens and gives me mana for all the tokens. So a Brigade is definitely going in there. Clochlin Heart. Glocklin, but it's probably Clocklin. And Brigade Down Mind. I love that they sort of made it Scottish. It's pretty fun. Village Pillagers. Wistfulness. I'm not really going into these. Oh, wow. Okay, that's what it was. This is still a great pack. But it looks like that the double-sided foil that I saw was the Brigade. Because but I didn't expect this. I thought now we got this. I mean, this is one of the coolest double-sided. Oof, we almost had the perfect pack. This is still a really awesome pack, but if this was foil double-sided, we got 3 foil double-sided, that would have been too greedy, I think. But we got 3 of these Shocklands. This is a really cool art. Double-sided. And our 2 special guests for foil. I thought, yeah. And then we got Grub, Storied Matriarch. Let's see how she is. I didn't really pay attention to her. Whenever this creature enters or transforms into Grub. You need more phlegm there. See, well, yeah, that's what I was saying with Clocklin. Whenever this creature enters or transforms into Grub, Storied Matriarch. Oh, we're reading it the wrong. Wait, no. How do we cast this? Yeah, black. Okay. Or it transforms. Return up to 1 target goblin from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Beginning of your first main phase. Oh, I lost the music. I just realized. Where'd our music go? Okay, so we flip it for a red menace. Whenever Grub attacks, you may blight 1. So kill 1 of your tokens. If you do, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of the blighted creature. Well, excuse me, it looks like you don't have to kill your own creature, but you just make it a little smaller, and you get another one. Pretty cool, actually. Pretty fair, but pretty fun. Solid goblin alternative commander. Okay, last 2 packs. Honestly, yeah, I mean, we're still putting it out there for a foil shock, but I would be shocked. Ha 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 ha. I would be shocked if we got more shocks. We have 5 shocks so far. If half the packs had a shock in them, that would be pretty crazy. But let's just put it out there, as we said. Let's have the 6th shock be foil. Double art. Double-sided double art. Let's just put it out there, you know? But it's already been a great box. I am happy. I have to tell myself I'm happy. I've been going to therapy, and I mean, this is maybe TMI, but I have to celebrate life a little bit more, is what I've been told. I'm trying. Swamp. Pretty cool swamp. Full art. Lorwyn, how do you say this? Lorwyn? Imperfect Naturalist. 2 mana for a 1/3. Okay, I like cheap elves. When Lorwyn enters, mill 4 cards. Then you may put a creature or land card from among the milled cards on top of your library. Interesting. Pay 5 mana. 3 of it hybrid. Tap it, discard a land. Create a 1/1 black and green worm creature token for each land in your graveyard. Interesting. And you have to really set this up for it to be worth it. But, I don't know. There's a chance. There's a chance you can make it worth it. Lamentation, again, played in our gameplay video to a pretty good effect. Full art non-foil. Taster of Wares, alternate full art non-foil. Goblin Warlock. When this creature enters, target opponent reveals X cards. Oh, okay, I'm not reading that. Tell me if I should. I don't care. Slumbering Walker. And get some creatures back with a big giant. Ooh, okay. This is the other commander. Oh, this isn't commander. This is from the rail set. This is a full art foil Marlin. This is one that people are pretty pumped about. Crap. I thought I was going to do a black-green elf deck. But maybe it just should be black-green-blue. Once each turn you... This is put a little interesting spot. Anyways, it's something to think about for the elf deck. Okay, last pack. Here we go. Thanks everybody for watching. On the off chance that this is interesting to you, I am potentially going to start a pretty unique Patreon tier in the future. Hopefully next month I'm going to do... I was planning on doing the beginning of the year this month, the big revamp to our Patreon. That's obviously it didn't happen, but I'm hoping to get it done by next month. We're going to open up our Discord, so it's going to be free to everybody. You just have to be a member on Patreon. You can be a free member now, so you just have to... That way you get access to the Discord, and so we can keep things sort of secure, or like random bots and stuff can't enter. But anyways, so it's going to open up our Discord for free. But then one of the top tiers that's only going to have 6, maybe 12 spots is every month I'm going to open a collector booster box, and you get, if you're in that tier, you get one of the packs. So at first it's going to be 2 packs, but then eventually it'll be 1 pack per spot, basically. And so you're going to be supporting the channel, but then once every quarter I'll send you all the cards that are yours. So it'll be like you'll have the same spot in every box that we open, and then we'll open them together. So anyways, just a little thought. Maybe some of you here, if it is going to be a little bit pricey of a tier because it has to cover the cost of 1 pack per month plus shipping 4 times a year, plus a little bit for helping support the channel. But sometimes it's going to be like, I think, really worth the money, because you're going to pay the same amount for every pack every month. But some of the packs will be worth, $30-$40, and some of them will be worth, $100, but you'd pay the same amount. Like if, for example, if we did it last year, you'd pay the same amount for a Final Fantasy pack as you would for a Tarkir pack or whatever. So anyways, just something if you're interested in. It's not going to be for everybody, but I thought I'd mention it here on this opening. But last pack here. And yeah, thanks again for watching and chilling here with me. And if you're watching later on YouTube, consider subscribing, liking this video. It does help. Here we go, last pack. Let's see what we got. We have an Oko emblem. An elk on both sides. That's actually, I wonder if they did that on purpose, but that's pretty cool. Token making synergy there. Okay, run through the commons here. Got the Twin Flame Travelers. If a triggered ability of another element you control triggers, it triggers additional time. It's actually pretty great for elemental decks. Nightmare Sower, Glamour Glifter, and other cool planes. We have the Curious Colossus. I almost put this in my deck for the Commander game, but took it out at the end. When this creature enters, each creature target opponent controls loses all abilities, becomes a coward in addition to other types, and has base power and toughness 1/1. Pretty fun. Belonging, full art foil, not full art non-foil. Dawnhand Descendant. This is a blight elf. This is sort of maybe a nod to Deathrite Shaman. A little bit, maybe. Sapling Nursery, affinity for forests. Enchantment, interesting. Affinity for forests, and it's on an enchantment. It's pretty cool. We got another Dawnhand Descendant, but this is the alternate art foil, and that's the last card of the pack. So, pretty amazing overall pack here, or box. Here's the regular rares. We got the Marlin, I think is pretty cool. Might make a deck with her. Got this Grub and Brigade. I like this land. It's not worth anything, I'm sure. Got a Meek Attack. And then got our spicy ones here. Got the Selfless Safe Right. I don't know if you get one every box, but we at least got one, so I'm pumped about that. The anime art. And then we got two special guests, both foil. Fairy Macabre, Idyllic Tutor. And then 5 shocks. 2 regular foils and 3 double-sided. So not like the best box ever, but I'm satisfied. I'm happy. So, yeah, fun times. Love the Travelers. The art's sick. Which one's the Travelers again? Oh, you mean... Wait. Why am I not realizing what the Travelers is? Which one's the Travelers? Yeah. But anyways, thanks everybody. Sentient Voyager, some nice pulls. Double Shaded Shocks are awesome. Oh, the uncommon. Yeah. But yeah, thanks everybody. If you want to see more streams like this, deck making, box openings, let me know. Let me know through comments, chats, things like that. Come join our Patreon for now. It's just patreon.com/KingdomsTV. You can join as a free member, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to open it up. Well, worst case scenario, I will open up the Discord for free, even if it's not connected to Patreon, but it might be connected to Patreon, meaning you have to be like a free member on Patreon. That's the ideal. That way, like, still you have to have like, you have to prove that you're real. But anyways, that even if you're not part of Discord right now, by connecting your Patreon, you'll be notified when it does go live, hopefully next month. But yeah, consider supporting us through Card Conduit as well. If you have some extra cards that you want to get a little bit of cash from, I don't want to take away from your LGS. If you enjoy your LGS, go support them, sell to them. But if you don't love your LGS or you don't have a good one, consider sending it to Card Conduit, because they do, I think, provide a good service. They're fair priced. You can see exactly what they'll pay you. There's a chance that it could be a little bit more or less based on the condition when they get it, but I've done probably like 6 or 7 shipments myself now, and I've been satisfied with the condition they've given on everything but one card one time, and it was an old card. It was a reserve list card, and they can send it back to you if you really don't want them. So, but yeah, they're really fair on everything, and if you use our code, they see that we're helping get people to them, and it really does support us. So just consider it. You don't go like out of your way necessarily to go, sell some cards to them, but if you are, consider using our code. It really helps. So thanks, everybody. Have a great week. And when am I going to do a stream next? I am going to stream finishing a couple decks this week. Probably Wednesday, maybe Thursday. I might go paint some Warhammer minis for the first time in 25 years on Thursday. So, but we'll see. But yeah, Wednesday or Thursday, we'll be doing some deck making, and then yeah, I'm gonna have a real schedule sooner than later. We're playing, video games, board games, but also tons of Magic and stuff. So, but yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Hopefully you're having a great year, and keep it nerdy.